Put your hands together
Yep.
for the inexplicable Peter Smith. Let me get a tight shot of this. Just to get the stage ready for you and not the other way around. Oh, the lights are so bright, it feels so good. Can we get a tight shot right there? Oh, thank you guys! Woo! Everyone's happy. I'm gonna bring it down immediately and say that Susan Boyle was escorted out of an airport today. Because of a, psychotic break or something. Which then, celebrities are good for one thing, and that's making it about yourself. Reminded me of a time I was escorted, an escort caused me to have a psychotic break. Or a psychotic union, you can decide. Just want to set the scene. It's Southwest Texas. Me and a gal pal were in a car with some weed in the center console, because that's where it belongs always. And the Mexican-Texas border. Cut to, I'm going to jail. And deservedly. I'm a fucking idiot. And I find myself being escorted by, I will refer to him from now on as Officer Chode. I'm being escorted by Officer Chode, and my body's a prison, so I found myself in this Russian nesting doll of prison. And something happened upon my leading down the cell. I see my gal pal get escorted into one cell, and I'm going into another one, and I'm thinking, well. That's when something clicked, or disarmed, or something went on or off or whatever, because I, upon stepping over the threshold into the cell, this happened. Wait! Are these cells gendered? Which, fuck yeah, 1, 2, who, Jennifer Tilly is here, or, Jane Fonda. The Officer Chode is stunned. He's like, what? Doesn't know what that word means. And I'm like, I do not identify as a man. If these cells are gendered, I am going in that one. He is dumbfounded. It's like, I'll put you where I want to put you. And I was like, no, you won't. I then realized that there's 10 cells and we're just being separated and calm the fuck down. I go in, the door is closed. Before the door is closed, I'm so comfortable in prison, I immediately just walk over and take a shit. First thing. Before the door is locked, I have shit. It's this is home now. That's it. The then second thing I do is I'm okay, well, I'm in prison forever. Automatically, it's lifer. Well, this is my life now. I'm still in this kind of, like I said, daze. So I'm pacing around, hitting a wall, popping a hip, going to the other one, popping a hip. I then think, I'm in prison forever. Well, I'm gonna be the star of prison. So I start singing a hymn. And I'm I should sing louder so they can hear me outside, and they know that when I get moved to the big house, I will then run the choir, So I'm singing, and halfway through Proud Mary, I'm not kidding, I hit a flat note, and I can sing the song, it's just I wasn't warmed up. So I start then vocalizing and warming up. And just in a prison cell. I then think well, okay, if I get out of here, probably not gonna happen. I'm gonna get into a car and go straight to the stage, and I'm gonna look hot on it too. So then I go into this psychotic episode where some lobe of my brain unlocks. And I remember every single article in any men's fitness magazine that I bought to like look at hot dudes in an airport. Like, and I didn't read any of them. It just like somehow stuck in my mind. And I then go into like wall sits and like plyometric plank reverse squats. In perfect form, by the way. While I am trilling up and down. I then think, calm down, Peter. You've got time. You've got nothing but time. So I then lead myself in a 90-minute core and leg focused power vinyasa class. I kid you fucking not. I've done yoga like 10 times, and I was like, well, in jail I'll be the yogi. Like, that's great. Okay, like take the cricket's legs, not its voice. Ba 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 ba. As I'm literally in Shavasana on the floor of this jail cell, I hear jingling at the door, and I'm like, the sheriff, because I've been waiting for the sheriff this whole time to come and hear my case and then send me off to my fate in prison. I get up, I look into the toilet bowl, the reflection, I'm like fixing my hair, I then sit down on the bench, because like, you should be caught by a sheriff the same way you're caught by a casting director, which is like polished, but like, oh yeah, Igor, yeah, let's talk. Like, I'm happy to be here. You're happy to have me. Great, you know. Officer Chode walks in, not the sheriff, chewing something. You know, it would behoove you to not act so defiant. Your experience in here could be a little different if you weren't so aggressive. I'm like, finally some direction. I think like, well, they can take my freedom, but not my range. So I immediately, oh, thank you UCB for that quick response. I immediately, I crumble. I say, officer, I'm so sorry. It's just that I have hypoglycemia, and if I was, which is true, but like I wheeled it in this fucked up way to get snacks. I was like, I have hypoglycemia, and like my blood sugar's all over the place. So like, if I was any way aggressive, like I didn't mean it. It's just like, I then got the role because I was given a Capri Sun and a Quaker Chewy chocolate chip bar. Which is good, because I had to in my mind, I was like, great, fuel after my workout. Perfect. Yeah. Caw-caw. I then pass out. Like, my mind is like, and then it's just like, I go into a shock and coma. Wake up. Officer Cho comes back in, and he's like, gotta take your mug shot. And I hadn't been preparing for a camera. I'd been preparing for the stage. So I was pissed. And needless to say, I was pissed. I'm like fixing my hair. He keeps looking at me like, are you going into diabetic shock? Ended up being great. The photo shoot was cool. He made me feel really comfortable. I felt supported. Finally, a grand total of 5 hours later, the sheriff comes, and the priority has changed from me to the 7 homicide that happened about 20 miles away from a drug cartel. As you can see, I'm let go. If I had about 2 more days in prison, I would have had probably like 7 lemonades by now. And the moral of the story is legalize it, because your tax dollars should not go to me getting into a musical. Thank you.